we're going to go to Raleigh, North Carolina, and talk to Cole. What's up, Cole?
Hey, Dr. John. How's it going?
Good, man. I think I'm losing it, but you'll help me get it back here. So what's up, man?
I'm hoping you'll let me get it back.
What you got?
So I wrote into the show. My main kind of concern was in my relationship, I have very big emotions, and my partner does not really have big emotions, and I feel like I'm kind of pushing her away. And I'm just looking for some advice on maybe some tips and tricks on how to dial my emotions back and be better for her emotionally.
Are y'all dating? Are you married?
Oh, we've been dating for about 5 years.
Okay. How long has there been this emotional mismatch?
I'd say past couple years. It's just kind of...
Give me an example.
Okay, so I get very bad anxiety over space. When she's in a mood, doesn't really want to talk a lot. My mind immediately goes into trying to fix the situation, and that kind of gets her to shut down, and I don't know how to not let myself get into that way of just trying to fix.
Are you an over texter? When you get in these moments, do you start calling and texting and texting and calling and calling and texting and emailing?
I'd say calling, yes. I'm not a big texter. I'm pretty old school. I don't like texting a lot. But definitely the calling. I've learned to dial that back a lot. That was one thing that she sat down and told me, hey, you cannot call me back to back. If I don't answer the phone, that doesn't mean to call me again.
So I've got some ideas, but just out of the gate, I don't like the fact that you're asking for tips and tricks to change who you are in order to continue a romantic relationship.
Okay.
Why are you trying to hang on to this thing? You're somebody that likes to talk on the phone, and you need lots of affirmation, and you like lots of affirmation. And sometimes there's a catch-22 there, right? People like, man, that guy's really needy. But also, if you just said, I'm proud of you once in a while, they wouldn't be needy, right? So it's a dance, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But why are you still chasing this down? If she's clearly saying, hey, the way you need love right now, I'm not going to give that to you. Why do you look in the mirror and go, oh, then I must be screwed up. I need to fix me.
Well, I think a lot of it, when things are good, things are great, and they're great for a very long time. It's just
You ever dated somebody who's an alcoholic?
No.
Yeah, they say the same exact thing you just said. Or someone who's abusive, they say the same exact thing you just said. When it's good, it's awesome. When it's bad, I go to the hospital. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
That land on you heavy?
Oh, yeah.
How come?
I guess one thing that I was going to kind of bring up, where I believe a lot of my anxieties come from, is I grew up in a household with alcoholics.
Mm.
And listening to your show, I've never dove deep into my personal mental health and stuff. And the way I grew up, I just kind of assume everybody dealt with the same things that I dealt with. And then after listening to your show, I started diving a little bit deeper into maybe looking into my past and getting some help. I never knew what the ACEs test was. So after I heard you talk about that on your show a few times, I went and took the ACEs test and looked into things like BetterHelp, just trying to unlock some things that I've come to know are not things that children should have been raised in.
And the challenge is, you've heard me say on this show, if you listen a lot, that we marry our unfinished business. We fall in love with our unfinished business. And I want you to not numb out that feeling you just got. I had no idea that you were raised in a family of people who struggle with alcohol.
Mm.
But in a way, if you're repeating this cycle, it may look different. It might have different window dressing, but it's the same house.
Yeah.
Right? And you may have grown up in a world where you've been looking in the mirror wondering, how can I fix this? Because clearly I'm the problem for your whole life. And all of a sudden it's like the light bulb comes on. The part we don't talk about very much is the price, the pain of change after we take the ACEs score and we realize things have to be different. When we go to counseling and they're like, yeah, the relationship you're in is exactly like the one your mom and dad threw you in, and it's not sustainable. Because now you're looking like 5 years. And you love this person on top of it, right?
Yeah.
It's both and. So let me ask you this. Let's take her out of the mix for a minute. Often, when people get into the pattern of calling and needing to text and needing a response right away, and what about this, and that anxiousness slowly builds and builds.
Mm.
You are using that other person. You're not trying to connect with them. You're using them as a Xanax. You're using them as an anti-anxiety device. And most people either consciously or unconsciously don't like to be used. And it's a repellent, right? And so if you're bored or you're feeling lonely, you're starting to feel angsty, instead of going for a walk, instead of doing a meditation, instead of calling one of your old college buddies, you just call her and call her and call her and call her and call her.
Yeah.
And whether she knows it consciously or whether her body is screaming at her, she doesn't want to carry your weight.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her, right? That's a heavy burden to carry, right?
Yeah.
Her not wanting to be used as a tool to make you feel better versus like, no, I really desire her. I love her. I want her. Totally different than I have to have her right now because I'm going to spin out. Man, she's going to back out. So I'll ask you, what are you anxious about, man? Like, what about your world? Is your body trying to get your attention that we're not okay, that we're not safe?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm just scared of being alone, really.
Okay. You've been alone a long time, huh?
Oh, yeah. And then upsetting her and that becoming a possibility and being abandoned.
Mm-hmm. And in a weird way, your body's response to those fears is to do the things that's almost going to guarantee that's how it ends.
100%.
Right? Have you gone online and taken my anxiety test?
I took one of the tests on your website. I'm not sure which one, but I showed red in almost every category that was on there.
That's it, yeah. I want you to dig in and begin to solve for peace in those areas, wherever they were red. Okay? This is going to sound bananas. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm going to pretend it is because it makes my argument feel stronger, right? Right? That historically, if you were a baseball player and you were in a big hitting slump, you would watch video. They would watch video of what's wrong with your swing, and the slumps would extend. And now, again, this is I haven't seen this or talked to a pro baseball player, but my understanding is now when a batter enters into a slump, they watch videos of when they were on an absolute hitting tear. Because the negativity reinforces itself in our mind.
Yeah.
Versus this is what a smooth swing looked like, and this is what I'm capable of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So instead of looking at the negative relationship, negative, I need to call, let's don't look at that anymore. Let's look at the places where you're being successful, number one. Where are things working? And from that platform, we're going to begin to look at, man, where am I not free in my financial life, in my personal life? How's my work? Is my job going to go away? Do I owe a whole bunch of money to somebody that I can't pay back? What's the state of my relationship with my mom and dad? If I grieve that and finally cut that off, or am I still trying to prop them up? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I reactive and angry? Is my health bad? Is my diet bad? Like, let's begin to deal with those things. And what's going to happen is over here, you're going to get some clarity in your relationship.
Okay.
And it feels like you're going to be abandoning that fear. You're not. You're actually going to the root where you can actually deal with it. So let me ask you this. Do you want her? Do you love this person? Or do you need this thing to work?
I've loved her from the beginning, and I've lost her one time, and I got her back, and I feel like we're in a much better place now than we were before.
Why?
Just some time apart, I guess. We started dating when we were very young. We were in high school, and then we went through college, and then once I got out of college, she was still in college, and things just weren't working out. Different stresses of me going into the workforce, her still being in college. We took a break, and now that we're both kind of have a set foundation in our careers now, we've gotten back together, and things are a lot better.
Is she the person you're going to marry?
I 100% believe so.
Does she believe that?
Yes.
Okay. And so from that place of strength, maybe sitting down and saying, hey, I'm going to begin working on me. And I've used you as a crutch for a long, long time, all the way since high school when my home life was chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to begin to learn and practice standing up on my own 2 feet, to be the husband and man that you deserve and that you're going to need long term. Because my guess is she hasn't had permission to have emotions. She's been the steady concrete pillar that you've plugged into, right?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's if you just start doing this on your own, you're going to change the dynamic of the relationship so much, it's going to be offsetting for everybody. But letting her know, I'm going to begin doing these things. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start seeing a counselor. I'm going to start writing in a journal. I'm going to start improving my professional life. I'm going to do some of these things. I'm going to get all my debts paid off so that I don't owe anybody anything. I'm going to finally cut ties with my family, or I'm going to finally make peace with what my family is. And I'm going to stop using you and instead give us relational space for us to desire each other, to want each other. Can't wait to be around each other because I can help you meet your needs and you can help me meet mine, not because you're a drug. So go for it, my man. I'm proud of you. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life. Just my gift to you. Call anytime, brother. Anytime. It is time to go sit down with a professional. Go talk to a counselor and begin to make your move.